Capricorns often come across as cold and indifferent, viewing others through a purely businesslike lens. Their negative traits include a lack of compassion, occasional stinginess, and a tendency to moralize. They prefer to control situations and therefore have little tolerance for unexpected surprises, which may provoke a nervous reaction. Capricorns have a reputation for pessimism. They sometimes find comfort in chaos, as it gives them more opportunities to say, "I told you so." Watching their perpetually dissatisfied expression can be quite unsettling. Their self-doubt sometimes manifests as a relentless analysis of others' flaws, often resulting in criticism that lacks constructive purpose. Work plays a central role in the lives of Capricorns. They are driven by a desire for success and material well-being. These dedicated workaholics are natural leaders, attracted by power and wealth. They are willing to make significant sacrifices to achieve their goals and climb the career ladder, sometimes stepping on others along the way. Forgiveness is a challenging process for Capricorns. They can hold grudges stubbornly and for extended periods. No matter how sincere an apology is or what you do to make amends, if a Capricorn is truly hurt, regaining their trust will be extremely difficult. They find it hard to trust people, and if they sense you are capable of hurting them, it can alter your relationship permanently. While they may offer a second chance, things will never be quite the same, something you will undoubtedly notice. Building a trusting relationship with a Capricorn takes time, and they generally try not to take things too personally. However, if circumstances cause the relationship to deteriorate, even if you are in the right, restoring lost trust will be an uphill battle. Capricorns can also come across as irritating know-it-alls. They are deep thinkers who place great value on knowledge. Intellectually driven, Capricorns often become obsessed with learning, especially about topics that truly interest them. While their thirst for knowledge is admirable, they tend to share information regardless of whether others want to hear it. This can result in unwelcome advice and occasional annoyance. To their credit, Capricorns are usually aware of this tendency and try to manage the flow of information by engaging primarily with those who genuinely want to listen. Though not always successful, their effort is notable. They tend to look down on others. Mature and well-adjusted Capricorns understand that not everyone shares their interests and that each person has their own unique abilities. However, immature Capricorns may view those lacking knowledge as ignorant and look down on them. While it's natural for us to prefer to associate with people who share our interests, Capricorns can be more forgiving toward those they perceive as less successful. Still, they often see a lack of competence as a personal insult and expect others to strive for self-improvement. Capricorns also tend to be sharply critical of other people's beliefs. Healthy skepticism about others' beliefs can be beneficial, fostering useful discoveries and progress. However, Capricorns often turn their skepticism into a weapon for attacking opinions, even when those beliefs do no harm. Their criticism can be overly aggressive, pushing others away, especially if the targeted individuals are simply trying to maintain distance. Capricorns actively seek out those with different beliefs and attempt to challenge them, often believing they are doing good. Unfortunately, this only exacerbates the issue. Although Capricorns may believe their way is the only correct way, that is not necessarily the case. The most problematic situation arises when their ignorance turns into hostility and aggression. Capricorns often come across as overly serious. While some may possess a good sense of humor, most Capricorns tend to take life far too seriously in all its aspects. They often appear aloof and can be unyielding, not hesitating to criticize others, especially if they perceive others as having fun in a way they disapprove of. Being serious isn't inherently bad, but their tendency to impose their views and try to control others' behavior can be tiresome and frustrating, a common trait among Capricorns. Of course, rules serve a purpose and make life easier, which explains why many Capricorns are so concerned with norms. However, their desire for order can sometimes turn into excessive control. Unfortunately, Capricorns often struggle with focusing on their own affairs and find it difficult to manage their opinions. If you've ever encountered someone online who seems entitled to criticize your humor, personality, or personal preferences, chances are it was a Capricorn. They can be quite negative at times. Deep down, Capricorns are often pessimists, tending to focus on potential problems rather than hoping for the best. While this outlook can have its advantages, such as always being prepared for surprises, it can create a tense atmosphere for those around them. Yes, having a plan B is wise, but Capricorns tend to expect the worst, which many people find difficult to handle. Their habit of criticizing only worsens the situation, as they can undermine others' plans without considering their feelings. Their warnings can help avoid mistakes, but others may perceive this as excessive pessimism or even as an attempt to sabotage their endeavors. As a result, Capricorns often become favorites among teachers. They prefer to follow established rules, stick to their plans, and maintain clear convictions. They especially enjoy when their views become the foundation for others' opinions, often trying to persuade others to adopt their ideas, regardless of whether others want to. Overall, Capricorns are not bad people. They are merely sometimes a little annoying. Their main flaw is that they tend to take themselves too seriously. Wiser Capricorns recognize that trying to control others' actions and interests is irrational, so they focus primarily on their own pursuits. This approach doesn't always succeed, but it often helps them cultivate meaningful friendships with those willing to spend time with them. However, immature Capricorns can be quite a headache for others. Many people prefer to avoid their company to steer clear of irritation or lectures about their shortcomings, especially when they don't conform to the Capricorn's expectations. That's all. Thank you for watching. And please remember to like the video.